We finally meet yet again, my fellow nerds. Are you two finally ready to bury the hatchet or continue debating which one is better?
Everyone knows that the original and the oldest is the best. So many versions to play and so many good mechanics in any of our D&D editions.
It is true that everyone knows of your fame, but what about the license issue that you had recently? Is it going to be a problem? Problem? Maybe they should have made a better license because we all know the OGL failed the whole table.RPG industry. And now we are the leader with our Smork license. Well, actually, that was not an official license, we never saw it, only the so-called leaked draft version.
What have you seen was not their license. The original is still being worked on for the whole community, and all of our input is very valuable to them, as we have seen from the playtest results. That is why they not only kept the previous version of the OGL intact, but going forward, they are making the entire SRD 5.1 available under the Creative Uncommons license. This is truly an amazing thing for all of the creators and the whole community.
Sorcerers of the Coast betrayed us all, and that's why everyone is moving to Pathfinder 2E with their new Smork license. We are the new king now! I hope not everyone will move, as there will be a lot of open spaces for new G&G content creators, and that's a lot of money to lose, specifically on the Shitstarter crowdfunding site.
Well, if people leave, that's their choice. But there will be always new content creators. We'll be glad there is a spot for them, just like you said. Oh, by the way, how's the Pathfinder working going on the Smoke license? Any news? Any updates as GeniusCon is fast approaching?
Well, they are still working on it. They want to make it right because they won't be able to update it after release. Unlike your Sorcerers of the Coast, Pisciano work hard to make sure everything will be as they want. It's gonna be very difficult to release it on time for the new books, particularly without any issues. Also, once you make something for the Smork license, it belongs to everyone in the Smork community, so you might not be able to change anything after content release. Very tricky. Well, we aren't worried about that after all. Pisciano has a lot of experience making Pathfinder
and stealing other whole game systems content as their own.
I would say borrowing, as we don't steal here in the TTRPG industry, we just purposefully borrow. Yeah, still sounds bad. We never steal. Pathfinder is a completely different game, and now even your Sorcerers of the Coast are making a new version, correct? Well, actually, Pathfinder 1E is exactly like G&G 3.0 3.5, and even Pathfinder 2E is very similar to G&G 4E. It even had the same developers and designers.
More versions are always better for the health of the game. It keeps evolving and introducing new things, not letting the pace become stale and boring. Same as how video games are doing it with patch notes, battle passes, expansions. And just ask the Warhammer guys and their 21st edition. This time they're using live ammo. One guy even lost his virginity on the battle map.
Repent, heretic!
Whoa! Way to monetize your customer! No wonder they call the Sorcerers of the Coast. Isn't Pisciano releasing throughout the next year 4 new so-called remaster books exactly the same way as G&G went from 3.0 to 3.5? So this would be what? Pathfinder 2.5? Remarkable. And just after they sold their whole inventory of books, now all of them will be outdated because you will have to buy the new better versions with better and stronger classes, right? Well, Pisciano was pushed by the OGL to make the Smork license, and now they have to do this.
No, they don't have to do shit. This is a marketing maneuver to find as many cash as they can from gullible consumers. Even though they haven't released the final version of their Smork, they could have easily erased any pages into new reprinted versions for free, and not reselling your 4 newish books. No wonder they call them Pathfinders. Am I right? Second, sorcerers confirm the original license stays as is. Otherwise, they're screwed. So huge win for everyone.
You don't have to buy anything as rules are free online and you can keep using your old rules.
It's the worst ad you can say. This will cause even more friction with players who are using their outdated books and players who bought better versions when playing on the same table. This, as a lot of players already said, is also game breaking for your lore. Trust me, I know.
Let me get this straight. Rules are free online, but your old books with weaker options aren't going to be outdated versus new, stronger, better options in these remaster books? A very marketable name. No wonder video game remasters are selling like hotcakes.
Welcome to the family, kid. Get used to it. We already have.
Shut up! At least we'll not Shut up! At least we're not sending the pink security to your homes to steal your cards! Is this true?
Imagine if you get a copy of a movie, not even in theaters, and you put it online. Same thing happened with the MGTG card, Magic Goblins Thousand Gnomes, that weren't released yet but ended up online. Sorcerers did not instruct any of the pink security to intimidate anyone. You can always ask the guy who put the video online, but has since removed it. Coincidence? I think not.
My sources tell me he's correct. Do cash finders usually love hating on the sorcerers? It's still a scummy move! We will have even more players now joining our games thanks to your shenanigans. I am somewhat of a hardcore player on the weekend myself. Are the new cash finder players ready for the complexity they are getting themselves into? New players are already having difficulties after level 1. They say they have to play online, otherwise they have no idea what the hell is going on. Well, I mean, yeah, because the game's so cool. I mean, sure, you can forget a rule here or there, or all 2,000 of them, but it still plays great on a VTT. But not that much in person, Will even I get overwhelmed with all the buffs and debuffs and pluses and minuses it has? It's overwhelming, but you always just easily homebrew and I always skip some rules, cause no one reads the rules anymore. They're only like guidelines and such, right? And this is why I prefer rulebooks to guidebooks, no unnecessary squabble during play.
Well, D&G will release their own tabletop VTT, and it will calculate everything for you. We will most likely even have all the versions of our G&G games in the future. Maybe even other games are gonna jump on our own VTT to have their own games licensed there. Heck, isn't Pisciano also partnering with some VTTs and other video games for more digital content?
We usually play on the laundry VTD, but it doesn't calculate everything and we still have to do a lot of things that it's not automatic for everything. And yeah, 2 games are announced, but they won't be in the same cash finder system, more like hack and slash, such as D3. Not very convincing, but okay, and what do you guys have coming?
Have you heard of the Baldur's Door? Now that's gonna be a game.
So many video games. In my days, we only had pen, paper, some dice sets, and our imagination. It feels like now you have to play online, otherwise you're gonna get a lot of things wrong or forget about them completely. Thanks for the talk, lad. I'm gonna try out some other 100 indie games that aren't either of yours. There's even so many licenses now, content creators are gonna have a bloodbath. Well, it's gonna get interesting and pretty good for the whole industry. Good luck to you both, gentlemen.
Anyway, are we playing this Thursday?
Of course we're playing this Thursday. It's unicorns versus zombies, the reckoning. You gonna run it, right? Absolutely. I'm so excited. But remember, it's gonna be hardcore, so bring your high trigonometry, advanced algebra, and dynamic geometry tools. And I'll bring my rocket fuel. Let the dice fly.
Whee!